Welcome back to The Amazing Pace. While Living Light RV was sharing with you amazing views and amazing locations, they were also working on importing and exporting that vehicle from one country to another. And that changed the pace one more time, and it continues now.
Continuing the amazing pace, we are in
Mic on, there we go. Hey guys.
Welcome to the Amazing Pace live edition, where any technical difficulties are definitely possible.
Definitely not unplugged. Not now anyways.
Oh, you guys, it's so good to be here. Thanks for everyone who's joining us. If you're just watching and you're not chatting, feel free to leave a comment in the chat, ask us a question about our amazing pace, the little trip that we did down to Texas and back, about the car. Today we're going to be talking mostly about the car.
The car, importing, the cold, what's up right now, and
quarantine.
Quarantine, definitely.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right.
First of all, welcome everybody who's here.
Good to see you.
We've been chatting for a few minutes already. It's nice to see everybody in the house tonight. Looks like we've got 13 watching now. We've only got 8 thumbs up, so if you want to give us a thumbs up, go ahead and do that. Let's see if we have any comments that we should be commenting on. Oh yes, the weather. So we are in Canada, and it is chilly.
We're way tucked into the west coast where it's wet coast.
And because it's wet, it just feels cold. Like we can experience really cold weather in Calgary, Alberta, and it just doesn't feel as cold as it does here. But
let's put it this way. You have a jacket on and you stuff crushed up newspapers in your jacket and you stay warmer. When it's wet out, you take crushed newspapers, you do that, and you're still just as cold.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Alrighty, let's see what we have for comments. Let's see.
From Calgary to Corpus Christi will definitely require a change of clothes. Yes, Jim, that's true. For sure.
That is.
Hey, I've got a lot of things lined up in the lineup tonight. We want to keep this. Yeah, it's still growing. We want to keep
haircuts
very much. We want to keep this the same feeling as the Amazing Pace episodes, and we have the last installment of the Amazing Pace next week.
Next week is going to be awesome.
So we're saving you one good nugget.
It'll be a special one, but tonight we just wanted to hang out with you guys. We've been missing you. We haven't gone live for a long time. We wanted to connect with our community.
I inserted a new video piece while we were in the chat of Ruby, so I'm going to play that right now. Here it comes. Oh, sorry. Ruby and snow. Isn't that hilarious? Ruby's never been out of Texas. Oh well. What? Didn't work? Yeah,
I don't know
snow on Ruby.
I don't know that clip actually worked the way it was supposed to, but
well, it might have been too high. I didn't put it through my
he did it like at the last
program.
second. But anyway, you can see beautiful Ruby red, but she has snow on her, and I don't think she's ever had that before.
Yeah, look how slow that went.
I know.
That's weird.
It was like jumpy. Anyway, we did our best.
Hey, I like red cars that have that big white stripe up the front. So
it was temporary.
You know, it was good. I liked it.
Exactly. So, all right. So, do you want to get into our topics?
Okay. Yeah. We're actually going to start with, we had some paperwork delays. It wasn't that bad, but I want to give you this clip and then we'll talk about the paperwork.
Sounds good. Okay, we were hoping to get to Cadillac Ranch for sunrise this morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's now 12:08.
Yeah. What happened?
And we're not even there yet.
Tell us, Lisa, what happened?
Well, we missed the alarm. No, the alarm wasn't set properly, so we slept in, and then we were getting ready. So we thought, well, if we've already missed sunrise, we might as well sleep a little longer, so we did. We needed that. Then we were getting ready to leave, and the email came in that had our paperwork for the vehicle export, so that was awesome. We were still in the parking lot of the hotel. We were able to get to the business center and get things printed off and signed and sent in. So it looks like we're on track for Friday. Not 100% sure yet, but we're on track.
Last night
so
at almost 2 a.m., when we submitted that, we didn't know if we were going to get the ITN number in a day, 2, 3, or 4, and we have to send that to the U.S. Border Services 72 hours before we get to there.
So that could have delayed us until Monday, which we really didn't want to have to do. So,
Plus 3.
well, because it's 4 business days, right? Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully it's going to all work out. Anyway, it was good timing that we had stayed because we had the business center right there. We could get that taken care of. And of course we needed coffee. And of course we needed to go to Walmart. And now it's 12:09 and we still are not at Cadillac Ranch. But we're on our way and we'll show you guys all about that in a minute, you guys. We're going to have a great day. And
We have to pick up the pace.
we've got to pick up the amazing pace. Pick up the pace. And then we're headed off to Colorado Springs. Catch you guys later. Hope you're having a fabulous day.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, sometimes when your plans don't work out the way you think they're going to work out, like getting to Cadillac Ranch for sunrise,
Yeah.
it actually works out in the end.
It was the
anyway.
right thing. You know, like we got the email response back. You know what was crazy is they said that it could take up to 4 days for them to give you the paperwork that to give to the border. And the border needs it 3 days in advance. So that's 7 days. And this was on Tuesday and we wanted to cross the border on Friday. So we're getting tight. What was nice is I think because of the current situations, there's very few people pushing the border to have a vehicle imported. Or at least there's less because they answered the phone right away going, hello, yeah, how can I help you? And it wasn't the runaround, but there was definitely still the process.
So we aren't going to get into a ton of detail tonight
No.
talking about the import-export process. We're thinking of making a separate video about that once it's all said and done and complete and signed on the dotted line. We will do a video on that. It won't be a regular Thursday video because I don't think
No.
it's really interesting to most of our community.
No.
So we just wanted to say, you know, we'll just do it an extra one, probably put it out on a Sunday or Monday or something.
But the big question
because
is-
there are some people who want to know what does it take
Yeah.
to import a vehicle. And we did a lot of research on YouTube and we got bits and pieces from different videos, but we didn't feel like there was a good video out there that really explained the whole process. That's
made it
not
simple.
tonight though, because
No.
you guys would all be like,
So the question is that everybody keeps asking us, so are you done with the importing?
that is the question we get a lot. And
So-
the answer to that is a big NO. We are not complete yet.
How come?
There's a lot of things that have just not fallen into place. So one of the challenges we had is that we were in the Calgary, Alberta. We had to leave our campground because we had overstayed our welcome there. We went into Calgary. We just boondocked for a few days in
Yep.
a Walmart parking lot. The weather was amazing, thankfully, but the snowstorms were coming in. We could watch in the forecast, and we were
Yep.
getting just pushed up against that wall of cold, cold weather coming in, which is okay when you're plugged in.
Yep.
But if you're boondocking, it is not fun.
It could be brutal. Hey, we were up against the problem of the recall system.
This is the big problem, yes.
So the recall system should work no problem.
We have
Well-
there's a recall on the car that
Yeah.
needs to get cleared before
And
we
it's
can
a minor
import.
recall. But the problem is the recall system is only in the US, which means there's no parts, there's no service bulletins, there's no understanding, and it's not actually showing up on a computer with a US VIN number. So there's a whole bunch of workarounds that have to be done, and some of them are going to take a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So we've been in touch with Hyundai USA, Hyundai Canada, the dealerships.
Lots of different dealerships, lots of mechanics,
Lots of
Canadian
people
Tire.
said, we'd love to help you, but
Yeah, nobody wants to touch it. So because of all that runaround, we thought, you know what, we got to get out of Dodge or we're going to get frozen solid.
So we did.
We ended up coming to BC.
Yep.
We are here now in BC, and we're just going to try and get as much done here as we can.
what we're going to do is get the recall done first.
Yeah.
And that's just going to another dealer or waiting for the dealers in Calgary to catch up and say, hey, we can do it. Talk to the Hyundai USA people again and just say, hey, is this all that we need to get done? And make sure that they have the green light on it.
Yeah.
Once that's done, now we can get the RIV inspection papers so we can give it to an inspector and go through it and find out what the parts are that are required, get that up to speed, and then we can register it and insure it.
And then we're going to drive back to Calgary, probably around Christmas, because why not? Our
Yeah.
kids are there. Well, some of our kids are there. There's one in Africa. I don't think we'll see her this
No.
Christmas. But the
Last
other
two
kids are
Christmases
there.
she did.
So we'll go hang out with them a little bit at Christmas time. I don't know
Yeah.
if Christmas Day, but around Christmas time, which will be great. So, and then hopefully we can get the vehicle registered, get an Alberta plate on there, get
Yep.
it insured, and then we'll be done. Then we'll put that video together.
So
I just want to
okay, go ahead.
Talk about some comments here. Mel and Eddie say, love it, your new curtains, Lisa. Yes, I got new curtains on that side and in front of us here while we were in Drumheller, and I just think they look a little...
It's okay, I noticed.
A little nicer.
I noticed.
When I was just saying to Kent the other day, it feels like Bessie grew up a little, you know?
Yeah.
She's got a little bit more mature. So they're a little thicker, so it keeps us a bit warmer in the winter. And then someone else made a comment as well.
Yeah.
Nick's Pick said it's good info. To do those info videos, they last a long time because people want to look at those.
Yes, yes, they do, because people search for those. So we were doing that. It'll just be for a different community, really.
Yeah, well, not necessarily different, because MJM says she wants to import a camper van from Florida. And she's wondering if there's a lot of paperwork, and MJM, there is a lot of paperwork. I'll just give you a quick resource right now. Go to riv.ca, and that will give you pretty much all you need. It's not user friendly, but that's where the info is. riv.ca.
And okay, what I was going to say is we continued on the amazing pace, and I got a clip for you.
Hey guys, we just crossed over the border into...
Well, we were in Texas.
And now we're in New Mexico.
Woohoo!
Another first for Living Light RV. Never been to New Mexico before. But here's the question. Is this legitimate enough to scratch it off of our scratch map? Because we're basically just driving right through.
Yeah, we bought something.
Bought an auxiliary cord.
Yeah.
So we can listen to tunes
doesn't count.
in Ruby, because Ruby has a really fabulous stereo system.
Yep.
So, I mean, better than Bessie.
We just have to connect our stuff to the stereo and make it work.
Yeah. We're in New Mexico and loving it. And it's nice and hot. And
Yeah.
we are soaking in the heat. All right, carry on. Hopefully next stop, Colorado Springs.
Hey, Colorado.
It might be too windy for you guys to hear us, but welcome to Colorado.
I'm glad you came with us, team.
We have enjoyed watching the landscape change from the plains into the... I don't even know if they're foothills, but like...
Well, into New Mexico was plains, up against the backdrop was volcanic.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. Just awesome.
And now we are in the Raton Pass.
We're going to see how steep that is.
So far, it's been pretty steep.
Yeah, we're good.
But we have the car. Maybe he recognized us.
Could be.
I doubt it.
Anyways, go back and find our little sticker
There's our car.
that we left.
There's Ruby.
Not here.
Yes, but we could leave a sticker here.
We could.
Should we?
Maybe. Yes.
We're also going to leave a sticker at this scenic viewpoint
Just into Colorado.
just into Colorado. If
On
you're
Highway
here,
25?
take a picture of it, I-25, and send it to us. We'd
Heading
love
north.
to see that. It'd be awesome.
Bye.
Alrighty, let's do it. Sticker on.
We are back.
All right. So just want you guys to know,
Yeah.
we did not vandalize the entire U.S. with our stickers.
No.
We put 2 stickers out.
Yeah.
One of them was at Cadillac Ranch. The other one was at this scenic overlook, just because there was already a lot of stuff there.
We made sure that they were in a place where everybody was like, yeah, that fits.
Yep. Anyway, if you're in the Raton Pass, maybe for some of you again, go take a look and see if you can find our sticker. I'm curious to see if how long it'll stay there.
I really like that Route 66 shirt also, the Big Texan. That's a great tourist trap. Feel free to stop in there and poke around for a while. That was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone asked us in the chat, it's gone now, I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry, but you're asking us, when do we think the border is going to open?
Yeah.
I think probably not for a long time, unfortunately. It doesn't look promising. The case numbers are going up in both countries. I think a lot of people are very nervous about that. So we just have to wait and see what happens. In fact, right now, it's getting trickier to drive even through Canada. I see MJM, I think, says, let me see if I can read her comment. I live in the Atlantic Canada bubble, and I hope they keep the restrictions our provincial governments have. So they have this bubble in Atlantic Canada that you can't really come in and out of. So I don't think the international, if our in-country areas are locked down or border crossings are restricted, I don't think the international one's going to open anytime soon.
And maybe they will, find a new spray that they can just, make sure it's gone. Whatever.
or
We'll see.
treatments or a cure or something. I don't know. We're not here to talk about that.
No, we don't want to talk about that.
Like,
we're good.
but yes,
we
as
went
far as
through
the border goes, and our plans are still to get to Quartzsite. We will, as far as we know, we are still allowed to fly out of our country. So we will do that.
Speaking of that, we actually got to Canada and went into quarantine.
Yes, so there is a mandatory quarantine for any travelers entering Canada, and it is 2 weeks, 14 days.
Yep. Well, it was a little bit longer for us because
Why?
only because it ended at midnight, 14 days later. But we didn't cross the border at midnight, so there was actually a few hours added to it.
Yeah.
So it's not
Crazy.
quite 14 days. It's 14 days plus whatever
14
day
days and a half.
expires on the day you came in.
Exactly. But it was, we're not going to do a whole video on quarantine because
No.
we really didn't do anything. A couple days I would say to Kent, we should film this. And
Okay.
he's like, film what? We're sitting here
Yeah.
in our pajamas working on YouTube videos.
Okay, it got really cold though. Okay. It got to, was it
Got to like minus 15, minus 20, minus
Like-
22. Yeah.
like
it
minus
got
5
cold.
Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Like it was cold. Everything got solid. So we had to figure out how to make Bessie cold proof for a while.
Someone's here from Spain.
Nice.
I know. Welcome.
Excellent.
Yeah, Bessie got cold.
Yeah, Bessie got really cold. So
Yeah.
what I did is I actually got 1-inch foam board and I put a 7x4x7x4 box underneath the plumb and around the plumbing underneath. So there was a little, diaper underneath and around Bessie's plumbing with a fan heater underneath, and so everything underneath stayed
Say
warm.
diaper when I've got water in my
Hey, well that's exactly what it was. It kept
It
all
did
the,
look like that.
you know,
It was like blue foam board.
yeah, it was great. And I'll show you some more.
So that
there was
just
some more
kept
that
the
we
tanks
did.
from freezing.
All right, when it's, minus 8 outside and everything was frozen overnight and it's just, you pull out the Blackstone and it struggles to stay warm, but, you make it happen anyways. Because that's what you do when you're out in the wilds in cold weather when you're RVing. Yeah, the water pump didn't work this morning. Got the hair dryer under the bed in that area where the water pump is. Got it warmed up, started working again. Everything else is staying warm, but yeah, it's up against the wall a little bit, so it got a little bit cold. Take care. There you go.
So it's interesting that the 2-week quarantine actually didn't feel terribly long for us because we were in basically a third of that entire campground. That was
Oh.
our quarantine zone.
Huge.
So the dog could run, we could go for walks, we could go down to the river, we could, spend time outside with our parkas and toques on because it was so cold. We did film some of our amazing pace commentary
Yep.
during that quarantine. Just did a lot of, just a lot of stuff. Hey, Daphne.
We did the things that you
dog.
can do on like
our
a
dog.
vacation type of thing. Also, and I drove for only 2,500 miles, so I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah, it was nice to just relax.
And then
actually,
Lisa's
after all
like,
that.
you know what? There's these roadways on gravel and paved that Lisa can start working on a manual transmission,
to learn
and she
to
did.
drive a standard. I've never driven a standard before. Well, I've learned to drive a motorcycle, so that's a standard transmission, but it's definitely different muscles driving a car than it is to drive a bike. So
And when it's cold
I
out-
practiced. It was good.
What I don't like about cold and cars in Canada is that valve stems start to leak. And I had one that was leaking. And it was like really annoying. So all of a sudden that tire went all the way down. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's cold, really.
Yeah.
Because rubber is smaller when it's cold. So
Yeah.
I took that tire off and put on the spare. And I broke one of the studs because it wouldn't unlock. So now I had 3 studs on the back
I know.
and put the spare
Go
on.
lay down.
So I drove over to Ian Castley's house and we jacked that up and we put that spare back in the trunk and we put the regular tire back on and inserted a new stud. Got everything back in place, and what I found is that I could actually tighten up that valve stem and then it didn't leak anymore, so I solved the problem at the same time. So thank you, Ian.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
Exactly. So that was it. That was quarantine, 2 weeks of just hanging out, getting stuff caught up as far as some paperwork goes. Of course, I had a list way longer than 14 days. So
Yeah, I'm going to get all this done.
I don't know.
1, 2, oh, it's over.
I don't know if you ever get caught up on paperwork, but anyway. It was
we got
fine.
some good
We
paperwork
never
done.
got sick. That is one thing that we
That's
want to
true.
clarify. We did do that trip. We went on airplanes. We, we're in public.
We hung out with
always wore
4
masks.
people.
We always wore masks. We were very careful, washing our hands, using hand sanitizer, all that stuff, social distancing, and we did not get sick. So that was a bonus.
You're right, Ian. There you go.
2 studs working to fix one.
There you go. You gonna show that?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Ian Castley, 2 studs.
Oh, there was one that
Where'd
was.
you go? Oh, which one do you
either
want me to
show
look
it or
at?
don't. Oh, it got approved. We're good.
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
Then we got finished with quarantine. I'm going to show you this last clip. Here we go.
All right, guys, this is it. We just completed 2 weeks of mandatory quarantine.
Plus a half a day.
Well, I guess so, eh? And look, we're fine. We made it. We didn't kill each other.
What I mean about the half a day is it's simple. We crossed the border at about 12 or 1, but they say, and quarantine started right then, but it didn't end until 14 days plus the rest of that day.
Yeah, we finished our quarantine at midnight last night, and now we're heading over to Mom and Dad's for breakfast and hugs and visiting
And coffee.
and coffee. Oh, there better be coffee. And we're just going to basically make it a Thanksgiving day. We're going to have turkey dinner tonight because we weren't together for Thanksgiving. We were in quarantine. And yeah, this is a historical moment, I think.
We've never done this before.
I've never done mandatory quarantine before. And honestly, if we had to do it again, it's totally worth it. To have gone to the States to visit our friends and pick up our car, that was worth it. Definitely.
Hey, they're talking about having only a 48-hour quarantine from now on as soon as they get their ducks in a row so that they can have you tested at the border and isolate for 48 hours. If it's a negative test, you're free.
Totally makes sense. That makes way more sense, actually. Anyway, look
May
at
as well
this.
rely on the tests if you're going to do them, right?
Get the ice forming on the river. It's fantastic. Wow, the edges are so much icier than they were.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's so cool.
That is awesome. Well, it's literally so cool.
It is so cool.
All right, let's go.
It's so cool you can see your breath.
Let's go get some hugs from my mom and dad.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, some people call those toques a toboggan. It's a toque.
Yeah, it's a toque. It's not a
And-
canoe.
Yes, and MJM made us toques, and that's the one that Kent was wearing. It
Yeah,
was the one
thank
that she
you.
Made. Thanks, MJM. It looks beautiful. We love them. And
Christmas present early.
Yes, and Can Do RV says, where did we quarantine? And that was in Drumheller, Alberta, same place that we did our work camping
Yeah.
this summer.
Yeah, so the actual owners there said, hey, can we do our quarantine here? And they said, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it worked out really, really nicely.
It was
and yes,
excellent.
it was. That looks like Drumheller. It was, for sure. Alrighty, so, and yes, somebody owes Kent an apple pie.
Yes. Like, that was horrible. That's what I mean.
Anyway, we do want to talk a
It
little
was
bit.
offered and never... No, it's okay.
We do want to talk a little hilarious. A little bit about Quartzsite Q21 family reunion. We are still planning on being there.
Did you order your shirts?
We're gonna do whatever we want. I ordered my shirts
My shirt,
yesterday, so we've got our Q21 shirts coming in the mail.
Anybody
as soon
can
as we
order
get them,
those.
we'll show them to you. Anyone can order them. Actually, Mel and Nettie, if you could please drop a link in the chat right now with the Teespring store, so you can get your swag for Q21. Definitely get that ahead of time. It's gonna take them a bit of time to print it, to ship it, and of course, because of Christmas and because of COVID, your shipping time might take a little longer than usual. So do not delay. Order today. So yeah, it's awesome. It was a collaborative project to put the graphics together.
Yeah.
The design on the T-shirt, on the front design with the dice hanging from the window, was Anna and Kent's project, and then the Q21 family reunion hashtag
Was
cool
a
RV kids.
group, actually, because I was part of it, too. I was
and
doing
Papa
some
Drew
work on that.
and Mel and Nettie. So yeah, definitely go check out the link when Nettie gets that put in. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Quartzsite family reunion. Okay, so Nettie just put a link for the tip jar for firewood. So
Yes.
if you are planning on coming to Quartzsite, definitely go put some money in that tip jar, because if
Put
we
10
all
or
pitch
20
in,
bucks in, and
yeah.
then, you know what? How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? It depends on how much money goes into the tip jar.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then what we'll do is we'll take all that money and we will just go buy a big load of wood and get it dropped off. That's what happened last year.
We don't
and it was
buy
awesome.
it in Quartzsite. Because
Well, we don't buy it piece by
there's
piece.
no wood in Quartzsite.
We just buy a big truckload and get it dropped off.
It needs to be brought in, yeah.
Yeah, so if you
There
could
you
do
go.
that ahead of time and just click on that link for the tip jar. We'll put the links in the descriptions below as well for anyone who's watching this after the chat time. And Nettie is also putting, there she's got the Teespring store up there. So
Yep.
if you want to get a t-shirt,
So-
a mask, a net gaiter, what else is on there? There's like hoodies and zip ups and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
go check that out and get your swag for Q21 and we'll see you there. It's
And if
gonna be
you
so
have any
fun.
content that you want to have everybody know about Q21, use the hashtag.
Cool RV Kids.
Why
So
use
you can
that
do
one?
hashtag Cool RV Kids on Instagram. You can use it on YouTube. You can use it probably on Facebook. Hashtag Cool RV Kids, and that's pretty much like our own little private hashtag. So
Yeah.
you can link pictures and all that kind of stuff on there. So.
If we did cool
and
kids,
if you don't know how to use hashtags, don't
wouldn't-
worry about it.
It would be way more populated with things that aren't about our groups. So that's why we're using Cool RV Kids. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
So did we cover the car? Yeah. We covered
see.
quarantine.
Yeah.
We've covered questions and answers that we've had because of this.
Grassroots Living. Hey guys, glad you guys are here. I miss you so much.
Hey, if you're ever
we
going to
had-
quarantine in a huge place.
Is that what
like
they're
us.
saying? So they're saying,
No, I don't know.
if we head to Alaska next summer, we'll be able to go into Canada if we stay in the same spot in Saskatchewan for 2 weeks.
Oh.
I mean, who knows by next summer if the quarantine rules are still going to be in effect.
That's right.
Hopefully not. There's a pilot project in Calgary, Alberta. If you fly into Calgary, they will test you for COVID when you get to the airport. I think you quarantine for 48 hours and then get another test. If both of those tests are negative, you're free to go, which we think makes way more sense than just quarantining people for 2 weeks willy-nilly. So hopefully that will be a successful project, and then they can just open the borders
That'd be nice.
and test people as they come back and forth, and then give us a little more of our freedom
And
back.
guys, just make the testing accurate. Come on. All right.
Don't get Kent on his soapbox.
No.
Alrighty. Thank you, Melanetti, for
What does
putting
Roman
up
ask?
those links. That's great.
Did you guys find a spot to park the RV in Canada without freeze drying yourselves? No. It's Canada.
It's good.
All
It's
right.
going to be freezing. But we definitely are in a safe place. We have electricity. We have, what do you call it? Sandy dump.
We have
So-
right now we have water, we have sewer,
Yeah.
and we have electricity.
So we've joined about 1 million other Canadian RVers in the Lower Mainland.
That's right.
In the,
It's
in the
sort of
south corner.
It's tipping towards the ocean right now.
There's like all the
There's
RVs
so
are
many
gonna
of them
slide
here.
right in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is busy here. If you are Canadian and you're thinking of coming to southwest corner of British Columbia, make sure you have a reservation because
Yeah.
all the campgrounds are packed. That's just a warning because we wouldn't want you to drive all the way out here and then be stuck. So and if you are,
now
anyway.
we have a few Americans on this live feed, so please contact President Trump tomorrow morning and say, open those borders, please.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be
Thank you.
lovely. That'd be lovely. We really would like to take Bessie down to Quartzsite.
Yep.
And then hang
She's
around
ready.
for a few months.
Got the oil change done, got synthetic oil, and
Yeah.
the generator's running awesome, and yeah, we're good. We're
Yeah.
ready to go.
All right. What else are we gonna talk about?
I think we're,
Are we
you
good?
tell me.
Are we done?
There you
did
go.
we get everything?
I think we're going to talk about, like, I don't know.
I think
Living
we
in
are
a
pretty
28-foot
much
RV is like being an astronaut because when it's raining, especially because you can't go outside. Astronauts get claustrophobic, so you have to do exercises to make sure I don't know. What are we talking about?
I do want to say a big thank you to our moderators for moderating our chat. If you guys see some of the blue letters, they are moderators. They keep it safe here because they can kind of screen any creepers that come in. And they're also wonderful hosts because they always
Yes.
make sure everybody feels welcome. We're just old, and it's really hard for us to like read the chat, think about what we're going to say, listen to each other at the same time, and Kent's doing all his video stuff to also follow what's happening in the chat. So our moderators are there to welcome everybody in. We do appreciate every single one of you that's here.
Hey,
the
when
other
we're
thing-
parked here, we're going to be doing more live streams, just so you know.
Yeah, we will, because this is so much fun. We love doing lives. The other thing I want to do is thank our Patreon family members. They're the ones who actually made this entire trip down to the States possible. So thank you for doing that and for being part part of the engine that drives Living Light RV. So
Even the drone footage is complimentary.
all of it is because they're our patrons.
patrons.
So
It's like,
if
help,
you guys want to
thank
be
you.
part of the Patreon family, you can go ahead and go to patreon.com/livinglightRV, check it out, see what the different levels are, different tiers, different rewards and stuff like that. But mostly we just like to have people there to just connect with you. So one really fun thing we do on Patreon is we do live Zoom sessions with people. So we can do one-on-ones or we can do a group Zoom sessions, and we love that because we get to really get to know you guys face to face and to meet everybody. So we're not doing that tonight, but we will be scheduling another one of those fairly soon. And yeah, it's super fun. We love it.
Hey, so the question was, in New Mexico,
Jim.
for a little bit of time, we bought something. Does that count on our scratch map?
Oh yes. So what is the rule for your scratch map? That's a good question.
That's right.
So yes, I think our rule for scratch map is you have to have either stayed overnight or done some fun activity there, like gone to a museum or gone hiking or sightseeing.
Yeah, not just an airport.
Stopping at a gas station or
on.
an airport doesn't actually count for a scratch map.
What about just a highway? Freeway?
But not everybody does that. Everybody has their own rules.
That's
so
right. If they've been there, they've been there.
go ahead and
That's
leave in the comments below what your rules are for a scratch map. And I think we're done.
Yeah.
You ready to roll?
Hey, how old is Jim?
I don't know, but he says he must be ancient.
He must be ancient. Yes.
I'm glad he still knows how to use a computer so he can follow us on YouTube.
That's right.
Thanks, Jim. Alrighty, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We've had fun chatting with you guys. Oh, Brenda's here. Nice to see you.
And I have an outro. So when you see the outro, that means we're done.
But in the meantime, I'll just say that I'm Lisa.
And my name is Kent. And we're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail. We know you guys are too. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right, here we go.
Here's the outro.
Thank you for watching The Amazing Pace. Next week, we will see that last piece of amazing history, amazing views that we're holding to the very end to share with you. Thanks for watching.